What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a minute since I've done one of these videos, and there's a lot of reasons for that, a lot of excuses, not least of which I am recovering from shoulder surgery, which I'm almost there on, and the fact that I started a new job, which is also taking me away from a lot of things that I want to do. All those are excuses, and I'm not really going to get into those because I'm sure nobody really cares that much. But I am back today because I've got a project that I want to share with you guys. So it is sort of lawn related, but it's really more of the ongoing saga of my irrigation system. So let's take a quick look. So as you can see, the main part of my Bermuda lawn looks pretty good. But one of the things that you'll notice up here is you will see a big bare spot right there. And there's a few of them all along. There's a couple of them up there, and there's definitely a few right along the edges right here. Well, the reason why we have that is because we had a pretty significant fungus problem in the lawn that actually started in my backyard. Well, that led to this disaster right here, which is mostly recovered, except for the fact that we've got this big tree right here, and that tree creates a lot of shade, which doesn't allow my Bermuda to grow. And then when we look over here, which is on my neighbor's side, which is also my brother-in-law, you can see where my line of delineation is, and you see all this debris. And I'll explain that in a second, but you can see how dead everything is over here. And that was because the fungus really kind of got into all of this stuff. So the reason why this happened, and I'm pretty sure this is why, is because I had a pretty significant fungus problem in the back. Back is completely dead. Because of it, and I was using my rotary mower, and when I did, I think I transferred a lot of that from the back to the front, and that's what killed the grass over here on this side, because this is all pretty much perennial ryegrass, and then I had perennial mixed in over here with Bermuda. So that is all the reason why all of this is dead, and why it's not in my brother-in-law's side. Even though he's got his own set of issues, he didn't really have the fungus issue because I was able to control it on mine, but it ended up killing everything. Because of that, I have to basically start over on this side, and so the plan for the fall is this. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all of this into fescue. In fact, we're going to plant both his side and my side fescue. At least that's the plan for right now. And then over here on this little space right there, I'm going to do fescue as well, simply because of the shade that's there. And then the Bermuda will just stay Bermuda. The other thing that I'm not going to do this year is I am not going to do perennial ryegrass to keep it green, because what I'm learning is, because of the way that our climate is here in Nashville, is that it's just very susceptible to fungus, and with the heat and the humidity, it just creates a lot of havoc. And then the other issue that I had is because over here on the side of my brother-in-law's side is that we don't have any irrigation. As you guys will remember, when I bought this house 4 years ago, I put in irrigation pretty much everywhere, but I didn't put it over here on this side because at the time, my brother-in-law was taking care of the whole yard on his side of my driveway. That ended up being something that I wanted to take over time, and because he doesn't have irrigation on his side, it's just hard to keep the watering up to where it needs to be. That's where this project comes in. So when I started looking into this, I've got 6 zones in my yard. Zone number 1 basically takes care of this little section here, plus the flower beds on both sides. And then I also have a flower bed on the side of the house that gets taken care of. This right here is the main line, and I was able to find it, and I've already cut into it. And so what I'm gonna do is take that main line and run it underneath the driveway over here to this side, and then we're going to put in a pipe that goes all along this trench all the way down to the side. And you'll see that there's all this debris came out of it. It's a lot of hard packed clay. And then if you'll notice, there's all these pieces of concrete. Well, that came from this crack right here. And if you look carefully, I don't know if you can see it in the camera. So I took a concrete saw and I was able to cut at an angle a lot of this out of here, out of this expansion joint. And so that's so that I can get the pipe from right over here where it ties in all the way across into this other side. So I didn't show you guys what I was doing when I dug it out and all this cutting, because quite frankly, I wasn't sure I was going to do a video, but also, you know, it's just digging. You know, everybody knows how to dig. The concrete saw was kind of cool, but I was also in a hurry because of my job, I had to hurry up, get it done before it got too dark and the mosquitoes came out. So I just took care of it and didn't have time to set up cameras. Bunch of excuses just to say it's done. And now I'm in the process of putting it all together. You guys get to join us for that part. So let's get into it. Okay, to give you guys an idea how this is all gonna work is we've got this T here, which is 1 inch on either side, which is how big that pipe is. And then I'm transitioning down to 3/4 of an inch pipe. That's my little doohickey that's going to fix the repair so that we can actually make all this work, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. Then we've got this expansion joint that is about 12 feet, but the pipes are only 10. So I do have a coupler that will be added right there to that. And then we've got this T over here that's gonna be tied into the pipe that goes this way. And that is both 3/4 of an inch. And then we've got these, and these are the ones that are gonna actually work with our sprinkler heads. So we've got 3/4 of an inch on the end, and then we've got some threading on each one of these. We're gonna have 3 different sprinkler heads, so that's why I have 3 different T's that will tie into the pipes into the trench. And then we've got a couple caps there. I bought more than I needed. I also bought a bunch of couplers in case I need them. But each one of these pieces will tie into the threading on these T's. And the reason why we do that is because I don't want to put a sprinkler head directly onto the PVC pipe in case somebody runs it over with a car or whatever. These are flexible, so that way if somebody runs into or over the sprinkler head, this will give and I won't be damaging my my pipe, my PVC pipe. And then I've got my 3 sprinkler heads right there. So that's kind of the whole plan. Obviously we've got some glue and some primer and all of the digging materials that we need. But we're working inside my shade. This will give us a little bit of relief from the sun because I got started later than I wanted to. All right, so let's get started with all of this. First thing we need to do is tie in that T into our existing pipe along with our repair. But before I can do that, I need to open up this hole just a little bit more to give me a little bit of room. I'm gonna put some paper towel in here, just keep the dirt out on both sides. There we go. Ideally, I'd be able to move this pipe in a way that I could get it into both, but there's no way without breaking. So we basically have to fit this. So this piece will go here on this side. So yeah, the way that this works is you're basically putting, this part is gonna be on this side of the pipe, and then you've got this T. So this expands so that you don't lose any, once you're done, so you don't lose any size. Once you're done, you just tighten it all down and then it should stay in place. But it basically works with, it's got a bunch of O-rings. So you got O-rings there so that it doesn't slip through and no water can get through, but that's the way to work. So put that back together, put this back on, and then we are ready to go. So the big thing is figuring out how much space do I need. So once this is attached on here, that will go there. And that's basically the size that I need. So basically I'm cutting almost all the way back to where this joint is right here. Now, by the way, do not mess this part up because this piece alone right here is like 10 bucks. This is like 2. So if you're gonna mess up on something, don't mess up on this one because they're expensive to replace. Relatively expensive. I mean, this whole project is gonna cost me, you know, less than 150 bucks, but this is, you know, a good chunk of that. So first thing we do is we want to use our primer to clean the pipe. We're going to do that on both the interior of this and on the outside of this pipe. We want to move kind of fast, not too fast. Make sure we get plenty of glue all the way around here. Hold that for 20 seconds or so, let it set up. And now we got to get this piece in here. Got a little bit of play, but not a lot. In fact, I probably need to cut this back just a little bit more. I'm gonna get the pipe that comes out here first and get it attached to this T, and then I can attach everything up this way. It'll be easier to do that, and that way I won't have it turned one way or the other too much when I get it in here. So we're gonna do that first. Get it all coupled up. Let's take one of these caps and put it on here just to be on the safe side that I don't get any dirt in there when I slide it through. The GoPro died, so my wife grabbed my camera real quick, and basically I slid that out and got it into here just in time. You don't have a lot of room for error. So now we tighten all that down. There's our connection. So if I did it all right, which I think I did, we should be a nice tight seal all the way around. We've got our fix here, got that there. I'm not gonna put any dirt in until I am done so that we can run some water through it and see what happens. But for now, I think we're good. All right, now let's go to the other side. Okay, so one of the things that my wife and I did was I still need to cut this pipe here because I need that length to go in here. But also we were processing through how all this gets connected, right? So one of the things is I have a T, and this is smooth on all three sides, right? So this T was gonna go right there. I'm giving myself a little bit extra room, but the T will go here, and that's gonna connect the pipe that goes all the way through there. And then from here, this is the setup. So we've got this piece that threads onto this T, and then we've got this flex pipe along with this. And so there's enough room for me to move things around, but I just need to get it away. And then I can also go down if I need to a little bit further. But the one thing I am gonna do is I am gonna use some Teflon tape on here, just make sure I've got a good seal. But that's the whole setup there. I basically need the pipe to run on this side of the trench all the way down, but I'm also gonna have to dig out a little bit more because I want this flush with the grass and the driveway so that I don't run over it. Or if we do, there's less of a chance that we break anything. So that's, let me cut this, let me cap it so we don't get any dirt in it, and I need to dig out this a little bit more. All right, so we have everything kind of laid out where we want it. Put a cap on this one just to make sure that we keep the dirt out of it. But the first thing I'm gonna do is glue this whole section of pipe, all three pieces. Got a couple couplers, and then that way we can lay everything out, and then we can put our T's where the sprinkler heads are gonna be. So let's glue this together. I didn't turn on the camera, but we put the cap on this side. And then now we've got to get this piece into the pipe. So we'll make a couple cuts here. I think we are done for today. It is hot. Let me show you what we got. All right, so we've got the end there with the T going all the way across into our little expansion and repair kit, and the T there. As you can see, it goes all the way across that expansion joint. We'll fix that after we test all this. And then got a little bit of a coupler there. We have a sprinkler head there, and then we've got another one down there in the end. All right, well, I'm gonna let everything dry out for 24 hours. I'll come back out here tomorrow after work, and then we can do a pressure test. But for now, I'm not gonna fill anything in because, quite frankly, I'm not a plumber, and I don't trust that there's not gonna be any leaks. So just in case there are, we are going to wait. So see you guys tomorrow. All right, folks, it's been 24 hours, and it's the moment of truth. Let's see if it's going to leak. You see water? I don't see any leaking. All right, well, I think it's actually working really well. Are we getting good coverage? I mean, it's making it. All right, we need to turn that head a little bit. That coupler is nice and dry. That's just water leaking from underneath, but the joints look like they're dry. Same thing with that coupler. I don't see any water. The one in the gap right there is dry. We did a pretty good job. There's no water.
Yeah.
Well, that one now, I was checking when it went off, but yeah, that one's even pretty dry as well. So I think we did a good job. All right, now that we've made a few adjustments, everything seems to be pointing in the right direction. I think we've got good coverage. It looks like it's going right past there, which is where I want the water to be. I think once I bring the sprinkler head up a little bit, when I put dirt in, it'll be able to go a little bit further. And then the same thing for that. It looks like it's going right into the flower bed, which is what I wanted. All right, I think we are in pretty good shape. We just need to put the dirt in, make sure the heads are at the right level as we backfill, and then we'll be done. So let's get to that. Well, it's better, even though the grass over here looks terrible. And then over on this side, everything's nice and flat. Got rid of all the dirt, all the compaction, plus the pipe and everything else left over a bunch of dirt. Well, I'll put it in the backyard, but this is it. I think it looks good. Anyway, I think that we are in much better shape than we were before. At least now we get some water over here on the side. The nice thing is if I want to add an extra sprinkler head, I just have to expand it a little bit because now we've got the piping that we need for this, and we should be in good shape. So ready for fall to do a little bit of renovation over here on this side. And then, like I said, we'll probably just put some fescue on this side and over in that little island back here over my left shoulder. And then we'll leave the Bermuda on the main part, and then we'll put the fescue in the back as well. So I think that's all I've got. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to comment down below. Love interacting with you guys. Anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if I have earned your subscription. And if you want to be notified of future videos, don't forget to hit that bell. See you on the next one. Have a great week, everybody.